Hi, everybody. Hi, viewers. Welcome to another episode of Banks and Blockchain. My name is Olubumi Fabanwo, and I'm so glad to have you on another episode of this beautiful and the best blockchain show ever. Yes, and this show is probably brought to you by CNETv. Today we'll be treating a topic that is very, maybe a bit, will I say, controversial, or that a lot of people need enlightenment about, and there have been so many misconceptions about this particular subject. So I feel very honored to want to speak about it with us. And yes, a beautiful afternoon in Lagos, Nigeria. I hope you're having a wonderful week. And it's the month of love. So please show love to somebody around you today and every other time. So we'll be right back when we go on this very short break. I need to go and check something now. So we'll be right back. Then we'll just delve into our subject for today. Today we're speaking about NFTs. So I'm sure that you are excited about it because I've been getting a lot of questions as regards NFTs. So let's know exactly what exactly are NFTs. When we come back, we'll be delving directly into the subject. Please stay tuned.
CNETv, the first and leading 24/7 live broadcasting blockchain, cryptocurrency, and fintech TV application. On our mobile app, you have access to our latest news updates ranging from esports, fintech, iGaming, blockchain, cryptocurrency, and artificial intelligence. We bring to you interviews, analyses, cryptocurrencies, market reviews, and live events. Download our app today from your iOS or Google Play Store or on our website at cnetv.io. CNETv, objectivity is our watchword.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back. So I mentioned that we're going to be talking about NFTs today, and I think that we should just go directly into it. But before we go, I'd like to remind you what we spoke about last week. Remember that we mentioned about careers, how you can build a career in blockchain technology, the kind of skills that you require, and the type of careers exactly in depthly that you can explore, being a blockchain expert or being a blockchain professional. And I hope a lot of people have learned so much. If you'd like to watch past episodes, you can go to the YouTube link of CNETv. You'll find us there to be able to watch past episodes, always available for your viewing. I'm sure that you'd learn a lot from what we are doing. What we are doing here. You can follow CNETv on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram. You can also follow me personally on LinkedIn. Let's have a chit chat. Let's talk about blockchain technology. Let's talk about Africa. Let's talk about technology generally, and I'll be glad to welcome you. So yes, let's go to NFTs. So what exactly are NFTs? NFTs are non-fungible tokens, and I'm sure that this may sound like a very, maybe when I say evasive phenomenon, because a lot of people are just so confused. They're always confused that I've gotten very weird questions like, does that mean I can take a selfie and just post it as an NFT, and make so much money? So we'll answer maybe a few of those questions today, maybe not all, because it is a very, it is pretty broad. Everything in blockchain is actually broad. So NFTs is they're one of the applications or use cases of blockchain technology, and I'm so happy that I'll be able to speak about it, and maybe in a few series, maybe not just this week, we'll take on questions, and we'll take on frequently asked questions about NFTs, and we'll be going in depthly discussing everything that has to do with it. So today will just be some kind of introduction into the world of NFTs. NFTs. I wish I had visuals. I mean, it would have been greater and maybe a bit better. But yeah, subsequently we'll do visuals. So when you say something is fungible, now we said non-fungible tokens. That means these tokens are not fungible. But then let's now explain exactly what fungibility is. When you say something is fungible, that means that it can be exchanged or it can be substituted for a similar item. So I'll say, for example, money. Let me give a specific example of 100 naira note. So your 100 naira note can be exchanged for another 100 naira note. Your 100 naira note can be exchanged for 250 naira notes. So it's exactly the same thing. So it's just like having a substitution. Also, let's say the dollar. Your $10 or your $20 notes can be exchanged for $20 for another $20 bill. So that just shows the fungibility of it. Now let's come to blockchain too. In cryptocurrency, your Bitcoin or any other type of cryptocurrency that you own can be exchanged for equal value. So that means that I can exchange my one Bitcoin for one Bitcoin too. I can exchange my one Ethereum for one Ethereum with anybody else. So I can substitute or exchange because these are similar items. Now that is what fungibility is. Now, if you look at what non-fungible now is, it is the direct opposite. That means this is something I cannot substitute for a similar item. So I cannot exchange this particular item or this asset. So that's why they say that this is non-fungible token. So now let's delve directly. Let's see an example of something that is non-fungible away from NFTs. An example of something that is non-fungible is probably a plane ticket. So, for example, I book a flight. I want to move from, say, Abuja to Lagos, and I'm going with maybe a colleague or a friend. So we both book the same flight, or let's say the same airline and the same date. We choose the same time. Remember that we cannot be on the same seat, and we have different identity. Hence, I cannot exchange my flight ticket with my friend. So my friend has to have their own, or my colleague has to have their own ticket, which is specific to them because of the identity of the person that they are. And I have to have my own ticket. So definitely we cannot sit on the same seat on a flight. So I'm probably sitting by the window or sitting by the aisle, or they are just going to they just have to be different seats. So a plane ticket or a flight ticket is non-fungible because you cannot exchange it with another type of exact ticket. So I believe that we have a bit of understanding about what fungibility and non-fungibility is. Now let's talk about how this applies to token or to items. Now, NFTs or non-fungible tokens are simply just like certificates of ownership of assets, of digital assets. Now, these digital assets are not exchangeable for maybe a similar type of digital asset. Once you have an NFT, once you have an asset and it is an NFT, it is only peculiar to you, or it is only applicable to you. That is only you own that type of token. And this is because an NFT is recognized on the blockchain as unique. So every NFT is unique. It doesn't matter whether they are like, or whether you purchased part of a collection, or maybe you purchased the same. Maybe myself and my friend bought the same type of NFTs. They are never exchangeable because every NFT has its own unique placement on the blockchain, and that is why it is called a non-fungible token. I hope that we've been able to have a basic understanding of what this is, because we are going maybe a bit in depth. Now, we wonder why a lot of when they say that we want to buy, okay, I want to buy an NFT, and they will ask you to purchase with Ether or Ethereum. Now, a lot of the NFTs are produced or are mined on the Ethereum blockchain. I would not go so deeply into the Ethereum blockchain. But then Ethereum is just simply an open source platform that allows as many people as possible to build decentralized cryptocurrencies and projects on their open and public blockchain. So it's a public blockchain. So you can mint your NFTs or you can upload your NFTs. So for example, let me give an example of NFTs like art. You can have art, you can have music, you can have gifts. There are a lot of things. Anything that you call an asset can be an NFT. But for it to be an NFT, it must have been minted on the blockchain. So this is what distincts it from the regular assets that you have, or the regular JPEG, or the regular picture, or the regular work of art. It is because it is minted on the blockchain, and usually on the Ethereum blockchain, because it is open source and it is decentralized. And of course, for you to own an NFT, that means your signature, I mean your digital signature is on it. That, like I said, it is unique to you. So let's see, why exactly should anybody own something that is online? I mean, people have come to me and said that, oh, I mean, I would rather prefer something that is, I mean, I would rather prefer my art being physical. Like, I want to have it physically. Why should I have it digitally? And you know that collections or collecting things like picture, art, and all those things, they are very, very psychological. So what it means to you, the kind of value it has to you, may be different from the kind of value that it has to another person. And this thing is associated with satisfaction. You know, the kind of satisfaction that I get from an NFT may be different from what you see it as. So people collect NFTs as a means of investment first, because for example, the first tweet by Jack Dorsey ever, the first maybe welcome world tweet, the first tweet ever has been minted as an NFT, and you can imagine that someone bought it for millions of dollars as a form of investment. So say Twitter becomes maybe a multi-trillion dollar company in the next few years, and that means that person can decide to sell off his NFT, to sell off the screenshots of the first tweet ever by the founder of Twitter for outrageous amounts, because a lot of people want to know exactly the origin of Twitter, how did it start, and all of that. So that's like a form of investment. It can also people also collect NFTs as a form of expanding, you know, their social circles. And like I said before, like the case of Twitter, preserving the past. You know, it also distincts you as an individual. And sometimes it's just emotional. People just feel thrilled, or they just have this affinity for this particular thing. I mean, you see some NFTs and you'll be wondering. By the way, you can just Google NFTs and go to images, and you see different kind of NFTs, and you'll be wondering, why does this mean anything to anybody? But you cannot say for certain that why should, I mean, you cannot speak for anyone. Everybody has the way they feel about things. You know, they feel I can have a reason for collecting crypto kitties, and I would cater for the kitten that the kitties that I bought already give birth to. You know, there's just a lot of it's basically psychological. Like I said, it's a psychological factor. So let's see exactly what are the uses of non-fungible tokens. What are the uses of NFTs? And the first one, like we said, for collectibles are just for digital assets. And I think that we should take a break. Let's ruminate on what we've spoken about, and very, very short one, maybe in about 10 seconds. We'll be back and we'll be looking at applications of NFTs, examples. You know, we're putting them in categories of the type of NFTs, the categories of type of NFTs that we have. So it gives us a clearer understanding of NFTs. Please stay tuned.
CNETv, the first and leading 24/7 live broadcasting blockchain, cryptocurrency, and FinTech TV application. On our mobile app, you have access to our latest news updates ranging from esports, fintech, iGaming, blockchain, cryptocurrency, and artificial intelligence. We bring to you interviews, analyses, cryptocurrencies, market reviews, and live events. Download our app today from your iOS or Google Play Store or on our website at CN.
Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Olubunmi Fabanwo, and this is Banks and Blockchain. I'm proudly brought to you by CNETv, and we've been talking about NFTs. I mean, I've gone a bit in depth into what NFTs are. We've spoken about why exactly should anyone like an NFT, like why should you bother about NFTs, and we've spoken about why people exactly want to own these NFTs and how unique they are and how exactly you can get NFTs. So let's now talk about the applications or the types of NFT, the categories of NFTs that we have. So the first and the most popular is collectibles. So as an individual, you can store your collectibles on as an NFT. That is, so the NFT is basically assigned to you, is assigned to your name and is assigned to you being the owner. So this ownership, of course, anything that is stored on the blockchain is immutable, as we know, or as we have always said, that is unchangeable. So that's, everybody knows that that digital asset belongs to you, no matter what the asset maybe. So the first category is collectibles, and an example of that is like crypto kitties. There are a lot of them. The boring ape. If you go online, you see a lot of NFTs like that. So these are collectibles that people see value in. So they just stake them. I mean, they just collect them. They purchase them with Ethereum. And there are some places I would mention places where we can find. I mean, where you can purchase Ethereum, the most popular being OpenSea.io, where you can purchase NFTs. I mean, the next category is gaming. So we have blockchain games that are being produced by a lot of people. A lot of people are developing games. So these characters, some of the characters in these games have ownership, because once you start playing a game, you definitely have a character that is representing you in this gaming world. So you can as well make that as, I mean, that comes on as an NFT because it is a rare asset and it is representing you. So you have sovereign or you have unique ownership of that. So a lot of gamers are able to monetize their characters online by putting up for putting up for sale. And it is very, very rare. You just wonder that why would anyone want to do this, but people are making a fortune from NFTs. I'm sure you already know. So gamers can can monetize their efforts. I mean, their efforts by actually owning or even selling these rare characters or these rare assets that they have in games. And there are some play to earn games. So when you play, you earn certain number of coins and all of that. So you can as well put these coins up as NFTs and monetize them, or just keep them as assets. The next most popular use case or category of NFTs is tickets. So you have event tickets being tokenized, and this is a very, very good one if you look at it at the end of the day, because then we've seen that fraud people have defrauded people on selling event tickets. So with this type of application of blockchain technology, you can tokenize event tickets. So everybody that is coming to the event, everybody that has purchased your event ticket has a certain token as an NFT, which they can trade or resell, but then it is only unique to them. So this basically just opens up the event world and into a more decentralized market. So if I'm purchasing an event ticket, I have a unique token on the blockchain that says that this particular ticket belongs to Olubunmi Fabanwo. So no one can, under the guise of being a fraud, I mean, defraud other people as regards my the tickets that I purchased. And of course, I can always resell at higher value. Definitely, I mean, that's how you trade. Another one is identity and certificate. So people tokenize their birth certificates because it is very, very secure for you to put anything on the blockchain. You can tokenize your driver's license. You can tokenize contracts too. You know, contract, maybe you have a contract with an individual or with a corporate body. You can tokenize it. You can put it on the blockchain. So a token is created for your identity, means of identity, or for your certificate, or for anything, for your patents. So people put patents up as NFTs too. Another one is licensing. So say you have a software and you'd like to just, you would like to license it. You can put that as, you can create an NFT based on license, on your licenses, and this basically reduces piracy. Over time, people have pirated software, people have pirated a whole lot of things, a whole lot of assets. But by the application of licensing on as NFTs, you're able to create NFT based licenses, and this of course reduces software piracy. Another popular one is music. So an example that I think that may be very, very distinct is saying, maybe say Burna Boy is a popular artist in Africa. I'm proud of him winning a Grammy. So he comes out and says, "Oh, I want to put my music out, as an NFT." So that means that it is limited and it is unique to everybody. So everybody that purchase my song or this particular album as an NFT gets a token. So that token is unique to you. So that means that you have access to Burna Boy's music or Burna Boy's album, and it may decide that it is only limited. And when things are limited in supply, our price begins to skyrocket. So in turn, what Burna Boy has already done, he has already cut off every middleman, every distributing body, every management, and everything, all the value is going to be getting will be coming directly to him. So I believe that you can see another dimension to NFTs. So we are basically eliminating, which indeed is the stronghold that blockchain has brought to us. I mean, the big advantage that blockchain has is taking away the middleman. So instead of putting my music up on Apple Music or Spotify, where I get only maybe a piece of the pie, of from my music being streamed, I decide to sell my music as NFT. So everybody that purchases my music as an NFT gives value directly to me. And there are different ways of having of minting NFT. So I can decide that when you want to resell, since you have my music as an NFT and you want to resell it, I will get a certain percentage. It is going to be a smart contract. So for every sale that is done, for every secondary market resell that you have, the primary owner of the NFT, gets a certain percentage. And of course, there is also outright where I can sell directly to everybody without having to make anything on that. So music can be minted as an NFT. I mean, there are certain albums that have already been tried out. In fact, a lot of albums. I know that a couple of Nigerian musicians are going to come out this year and mint their albums as NFTs. So it just tells you that people are beginning to see the possibility, the huge range of possibility in tokenizing digital assets. Another one is real estate. So buyers and sellers of property can store their records on the Ethereum blockchain and mint it as an NFT. So this way, it allows property purchase process to be executed as a smart contract. I mentioned smart contract when I was talking about music. You can also apply it to real estate. So we are basically eliminating every other party. So if someone wants to sell a property and I see that the property record is on is an NFT on the blockchain, I can decide to just approach the person and make a purchase. Unlike now that you have to go through one person, you have to go like through six parties who are going to have a share of whatever amount you are paying. So this way, in real estate, you can get the direct amount by eliminating, sorry, maybe legal practitioners. You can eliminate property property agents and all those people. So you're basically taking off all these people off of your transaction. And there are also many other uses of real estate. I mean, many other use cases of real estate when it comes to NFT, but our time is very limited. Now, there's another funny one. You can also tokenize your vehicle. Yes, I've seen that being done. So you can sell a tokenized car, and it's a very easy, it's an easy way of accepting payment from the buyer. A lot of the times you have to put up your vehicle on marketplaces where there's, I mean, a share of the amount, just like in real estate and music, is taken by whoever is bridging that gap between you and the seller. So with this, if I decide to tokenize my car, put my car up as an NFT, and people just come to bid, I can sell my car to the highest bidder. Simply take the funds and send the car to that person. So this is very, very easy. It is frictionless, and it is a way of doing business in real world situations. So like I've said before, NFTs can be used as investments. NFTs can be used as expanding your social circle. So some people purchase a certain type of NFTs, and they form a club. So there's I think there's Angry Ape Club and there's Bored Ape Club. So that's like expanding your social circle. So you know that all of us that are in this circle, we've already purchased a certain collection of NFTs. I believe that I've been able to bring down that this subject of NFTs, break it down to the simplest way. I remember that when I put it up on LinkedIn, I was going to talk about NFTs. I said I was going to explain, like I was explaining to my grandmother, that I didn't understand how technology works. So I believe I'll be able to break it down to your understanding. In the next episode, I think we'll be speaking more about how you can mint. Maybe you're an artist, you're a musician. How you can make money from NFTs. How people are already doing it. We can look at several use cases, and we'll also talk about OpenSea.io. That's Mintable. All the places where you can mint an NFT, and we'll also speak about how you can actually mint an NFT. So I'm sure that you do not want to miss the next episode. And if you are watching this now, just know that our next episode we are going to be going very, 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 very deep into the world of NFTs. I'm so glad that you're able to join me today, but I have to go. I'm sorry. I have a whole lot of things to also go and attend to, and I'm happy to have been able to deliver this session. I hope you have learned one or two things. You can also Google, and there are resources online where you can check more information about non-fungible tokens. When I catch you on the next episode of Banks and Blockchain, my name remains Olubumi Fabao, and this program is proudly brought to you by CNETv, the best blockchain show ever. Thank you very much. See you next week.